Coffee. It's dark, it's mysterious, it's alluring. It's like the bad boy of non-alcoholic beverage choices. I could see an espresso being personified by a tall, dark, dangerous Italian lover in a spy movie, or an Americano being played by James Dean leaning against a Harley in his leather jacket. There's part of us that's attracted to things that we think are bad for us, right? I know a lot of people who came to coffee for just that reason. And then there are people who really just enjoy the flavor, the aroma, the energy, the mental clarity that it brings to their day. And to a certain extent, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. I used to be in that traditional nutritionist's opinion of coffee is a stimulant, therefore it's bad for us at all times. And personally, I didn't like coffee. My only experience of coffee at the time was a packet that I put through a hotel drip coffee machine, which was terrible. But since then, in trying to understand my clients better, the ones who drink coffee on a regular basis, I did an experiment where I drank coffee every day for a week. And you know what? I found out that I actually like coffee when it's good coffee. I like the flavor, I like the aroma, I like the comfort, I like the warmth. And not only my personal preference, but I've seen a lot of research, a lot of articles coming out. I mean, a lot of research over the last decade, but it seems to be in the news a lot lately. The WHO, the World Health Organization, recently changed its stance on coffee from being a possible carcinogen in causing one type of cancer, bladder cancer, to negating that, and as well, not just saying that it doesn't possibly cause cancer, but that it can actually protect against a couple of types of cancer for people who regularly drink moderate amounts of coffee. And other research, it's not conclusive. They haven't found any definitive proof yet, but they've linked coffee drinking to a possibly reduced risk of liver disease, Parkinson's, colorectal cancer, dementia, which I think is an interesting one, because a lot of people find that coffee gives them mental clarity, they can remember things better, and potentially reduces the risk of dementia. So I would now put coffee kind of in the realm of red wine. So there are some health risks if you overdo it, and it's not necessary to be healthy, not to the level of like green leafy vegetables. But if you like coffee, or if you like red wine, then 1 glass a day can be helpful, beneficial. Might protect you from some diseases in the future. But where do you draw the line? How do you know how much coffee is too much coffee? The general recommendation is that 1 to 4 cups of coffee are fine. 400 milligrams of caffeine is generally considered a safe upper level. And that's what's in 4 cups of coffee. If you're having energy drinks, you gotta just look at the label and see how much is in there. 400 milligrams. A beautiful but maddening aspect of human nutrition research is that it is very conflicting. You can find studies that show one thing and other studies that show the exact opposite. And one of the big reasons for that is that each person is different. Coffee is yet another example of that. So, as I said, for some people, 4 cups of coffee might be just fine. For other people, it might be way too much. And I read a fascinating article recently on the New York Times about why that is, and it has to do with how our liver functions. So caffeine is metabolized in our bodies through our liver. Our liver processes most of the toxins that we put in there. And genetically, we might either have a fast caffeine metabolism in our liver or a slow caffeine metabolizing in our liver. And so fast caffeine metabolizers find that coffee doesn't affect them as much, and they have more of the benefits, the health benefits of caffeine, and they have less of the health risks associated with caffeine. So in this study, he was looking at risk of heart disease, and overall, the risk of heart disease was slightly increased from drinking coffee. But when he looked at just the people in the study who were fast metabolizers, their risk was actually lower. And the slow metabolizers were the ones who had the increased health risks. They didn't have as much health benefits, and they noticed the effects more easily of caffeine. So your symptoms could depend on whether you are a fast or a slow caffeine metabolizer. So that's when it's important to look at symptoms. Some people will find that they start to get the jitters, their hands might start shaking, their heart might be racing, they might get a headache. So a lot of people find that coffee reduces headaches, but for a lot of people, if you drink too much, it can actually cause a headache. Your stomach might start to hurt. If you're not addicted, if it's not impacting your life in a negative way, then does it really matter? Because of these potential health benefits, if you're only drinking a moderate amount with little risk, if you're a fast metabolizer, if all of these things are lining up for you, then maybe you don't need to quit coffee. Maybe your anxiety about it is causing more problems than it's worth. One instance where I do think it's very beneficial to cut way back, or cut out if you can, for a specified period of time, I usually say 4 to 6 weeks, is if you're suffering from adrenal fatigue. Because coffee acts through your central nervous system, stimulates your adrenal glands to produce adrenaline. That takes a toll on your adrenal glands, and so if you have adrenal fatigue from ongoing stress, caffeine, sugar in your life, then cutting those things out for 4 to 6 weeks can make a huge improvement. And then hopefully you can find a more balanced way to include coffee in your life. Now, if you do suspect that you have adrenal fatigue, I have some information for you. Just look at the link down below this video. If you're looking to boost energy without the use of coffee, I'll also post some articles and links for you down below. If you like this video, if you found something helpful in here, leave me a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below if you have any questions, and be sure to subscribe to my channel for new videos every week with vegan nutrition tips, recipes, and exploration of interesting ideas like coffee. All right, talk to you soon.